Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. We will be covering another match. Today is a match from State 1000, which was very popular back then, against 961. So it's gonna be FDA Fight Club against PHA Phoenix Alliances. We are waiting the 2-minute mark to see how things are gonna come true. Seems like not everyone joined yet. Am I in the wrong match? I think I might be in the wrong match. Check. Apparently it is not showing for me in the older states. It seems like I have to go to a newer state. Sorry, thankfully I do have an account in newer states. Let's go there, instantly get to the match and start. Before the match itself starts. All right, here we are at the right match and let's go. So we do have a good advantage from Fight Club to Phoenix Alliances. 8 members in participation is gonna make a huge difference. People have started. Seems like a lot of people are, and Sammy included, are going to the solar power station. Seems like they split their teams into 3 teams. So they do have 1 team for treatment 2 and 1 team for treatment 1, plus 1 more team for solar power station. They are fighting for all the buildings, which usually it is not the most efficient thing possible. That being said, with the difference that they have in power and numbers of people participating, it should be the most efficient thing for them to do to win. Let me get this notification, because this notification probably annoys me as well as everyone else. There you go, problem solved. Hello, Yitzi. Yo, yo, yo. So, there's not a lot to tell right now. Most of the buildings are being taken over. Seems like this battle is gonna go into the direction of Fight Club. They are a state from State 1000. 1000 is one of the strongest states around in the region. With this difference in number of players, even if they are starting a few rallies, we're going to see how the rallies behave here with Nagi rally being started against Sky to see if they are able to kick Sky off. Don't know, I guess you have to stick around and find out, right? If people just get told if there are codes or not, usually they leave whenever there are not codes. And where there are codes, they keep just muting the stream and waiting until it is on the stream. So it seems like all the rallies bounce, from what I can check here. The difference is almost double in players. This means that probably in the beginning of the match, it is going to be rough for Phoenix Alliance to catch up. For those that don't know and haven't been seeing the streams and fights in general, Reservoir League have four different stages. The first stage is when the things begin. Then you do after that have the opening, which happens at the 45 minutes. Then you have a few more stages where you are in the beginning of the stage with the watering tanks. And then after those, with the watering tanks, you have the final stage when all the watering tanks have been spawned, and usually people go to either burn other players or to fight for water spillages by resetting buildings. So what we should be expecting here is for the next 8 minutes for the center to open up. And even if the Phoenix Alliance doesn't have enough power right now to fight for any of the buildings, things might change a little bit in terms of them being able to have something to fight off as soon as the center opens. That being said, if this keeps up for the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the match, it's going to be hard to turn over. So, right now you do have 3 teams, it seems that they have been. One with Satyr, one with Sky, and final one here with Osil. Seems that these players specifically are their rally leads because they are handling some of the other buildings as well around here. And the biggest fights are happening in some of the less important buildings like the processing plant 2. But so far they were not able to kick off any of the people in the buildings. Seems like there is a huge difference in stats from both alliances. And from checking the points itself from the images that I've got, the difference in points from the both alliances in power is roughly around 60% in power. So this should be a match that, as long as people are doing the basics of what they need, they should be able to fight back without many issues. Both alliances had 30 players registered, but as this is a weekday, not everyone can participate, and this can be a struggle if you're not one of the teams that are participating, and eventually you might have problems in how to do things. That being said, my camera just moved me out of the picture because it wanted to. Why, camera? Why did you do that to me? That's the problem of using AI with your camera. The camera moves sometimes without you wanting to. And there is a mosquito here, and I just killed it. All right. So, seems like in 6 minutes the center is going to open. While that is being done, people are just sending marches to reinforce the buildings that they can. We are going to have a bunch of points to be fought for. And we are going to be discussing a bit the kind of strategy that could be used for each of the buildings, and check some of the rallies that are happening at the moment. But this is going to be an interesting match to just see what not to do to fight back, from what I can see. I've seen a lot of marches that are running through that are not necessarily people that are doing the rallies themselves. So people are sending a few singles in there after the double rallies to try to march back. But they could have tried a triple rally if they are going to be doing that with as many players as there are in sending singles. If they do have enough players to keep sending singles, if the singles don't have the behemoths, they're going to be useless. And if they do have people that already have at least behemoth for a second march, they could be doing another rally as well. So that was a bad move from the Phoenix Alliance. It sounds more like desperation than anything else. Let's see what else we can find at this interesting, because if there are no water puddles going anywhere, no marches going besides in a few of the buildings, it is hard to commentate. Seems like people are around the treatment too. They gave up going for processing 4, so they have every single one of their members that are not behind around here, it seems. I wonder if that's going to be enough to try to rally Sky. Seems they're trying to fight for solar power station as well, with the scouting to see how many members are in. Now we wait to check for the next rally. They tried a double rally in here, it doesn't seem to have worked. Not only that, but they also started 2 rallies here with a 2-second gap, which is fine depending on how distance they have from each other from fighting. Seems like FDA now has started to try to burn some of the joiners to move them back. And people due to that are trying to fight treatment 1, trying to double rally Satyr. So Link started a rally, Nogi started a double rally as well. They're both next to each other, but this means that in this case, as they are exactly into the border, that there will be a 3-second gap between the rallies. And what ends up happening if you have a gap between the rallies is that you can easily reinforce if you know when to wait for. They're probably starting a 1-minute rally, so the rally should be going out soon. Seems like some members of some members of FDA are burning a few of the players. In this case, P here from Phoenix Alliance. This likely will mean that they're trying to, as they have less members, to fight back without joiners. Seems like people are reinforcing, and they were able to reinforce between the rallies, so both rallies hit full. This is why executing a double rally perfectly, it is important. If you don't time the rallies perfectly, you give a few seconds for people to join in, and there's no way that you, even if you do have the power, you can't normally fight back. Seems like they are going to swap to whoever is in leader at the moment, because center is going to open true, and Satyr is probably going to be moving for center right now. So at the 45-minute mark, it opens. A few of the people from FDA are moving in, and stage 2 is going to start, as we are going to have more buildings to be fought for. seems like that even though that they have stretched more their members, that Phoenix Alliance is not able to fight. They started trying to do a rally here in Center 1. That being said, it's still struggle. Let's see if they're going to be struggling enough to fight here. So right now, we have some of the marches going through. Looks like the reinforcements will be reaching on time between the rallies again, due to the fact that there's second between the double rally. So likely they're not going to be able to kick off the members. First rally hit, it's full again. Second rally also hit and nothing was done. So this is probably GG. I think in terms of morale, this is probably GG for Phoenix Alliance. This is why participation is important, because due to the fact that they only have 16 people, when they start to spread out to get to water tanks, they are not going to be able to push through in those as well. As you can see, they're evenly distributed through the buildings that they can, and probably the members that are not here can reinforce and speed in. They do have one member sending a rally in here, in this case SCO, for this building. But this building itself has 9 people in it. If they weren't able to kick off in this one that has 11, the one with 9, I think it's very unlikely for them to take it off as well. There is another rally here from Nogi in Osil. This one, I think it's a little bit more, has a little bit more potential than the other one, due to the fact that there are only 7 members in. So we are going to be seeing the rallies starting to march soon. They should be marching the next few seconds. Link here moving here is a little bit weird, because I do think it was at least in one of the rallies. And whenever you do move it, you're actually off in terms of troops. Seems like they gave up in the bottom part, and they have been starting. It seems like Link is just sending some solos, trying to kick solos off in here. As for the next stage starts at the 36-minute mark, is when water tanks start to show up. Seems like this is going to be a long walk from the rally from SEO. 1 minute and 41 seconds. That's the only one that is marching for this rally. Probably they're confident in this power. Nogi is walking through against Osu in this top building. It seems like they bounce from Osu as well. This one could put people in a very uncomfortable situation, especially as they are across the map, trying to rally a few buildings that they shouldn't be needed. Seems like Pony also bounced from the solos. Plasma 9 trying to solo a building that has 8 people in it. Not a good idea as well. You can always check whenever a building is being hit by the minimap. It shows a small movement whenever a troop hits that specific building. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a rally. It means any attack happened in that part. SEO hits in 16 seconds. And it seems like they bounce here as well. SEO is trying to rally in here. A double rally with Keeper of Keys, but as both of them are only P11 and P10 respectively, I don't think they are going to be able to kick any of the players in here. Because a lot of the rally leads are, in all the buildings that are being rally leads are P13, so not in case of Yoda here, but the other buildings, yeah, for sure. Now the water tanks just started at 36-minute mark. We have the 4 quadrants. Each quadrant will have 3 water tanks. It's not always that they spawn close because they are randomly spawned. We will see how these are gonna go through. We do have one P10 here moving for these here in Phoenix Alliance. Seems like where they actually want to fight for are the water tanks. Seems like the water tanks are where they're gonna get most of the points. And seems like I lost the game. It's back on. Having some small technical issues here. Okay, these seem to be fixed. So now let's see if the FDA can get all the water tanks. Seems like they have 4 water tanks short. It is possible for them to get that eventually, I think. Seems like a lot of players, like from that are top players like Satyr, are going around burning some of the members, which is probably going to lower the strain of people that are fighting for them. As there are still 30 minutes of the fight, probably they are going to be able to burn all the members before the last wave spawns. They still have 16 people playing, so that's good. As for now, seems that we have no event system in the game. People have stopped trying to rally and are just fighting for water tanks, so this is going to be a while until some action actually happens. With this difference in points, I don't think there is any way for Phoenix Alliance to turn around. Yeah. Looks like another P10 was burned. If they are smart, they're probably going to start going for all of them. $28, so in 2 more minutes we are going to start having a bit more of back and forth with more tanks as well. As there more marches are going to be out from all those buildings, I think we can start to expect more burns as well. Seems like Sammy is starting some rallies to burn the players that are in here. And seems like Alex just relocated. We do have a few people trying to do singles like Pony here. But it was not very efficient. One more minute with more water tanks for people to go to is gonna make very interesting to flip. Or, as they don't have enough troops, for people to burn them. $20, we are gonna see. We got a first spillovers. Seems like most villages are being captured back from FDA, but there are some here that are able to get back. Satur recovers some of the they recover the building again. And with more water tanks, things may become a little bit more interesting. All right. Seems like some of the buildings are finally being popped off. And water is being gathered through that. This is mainly benefiting FTA still because they are solidifying their points. As the water spillage is being get again, there's nothing that they can do to take those points off a second time, at least those specific points. As for how the match is going, still have looks like there's 1 minute and 30 seconds. Looks like they left the building as the rally is coming in. They are at a point where they can't lose a lot of troops, So it seems like the pressure is standing while they reset all the buildings. As I mentioned, due to the fact that a lot of people are uh, gathering things, this makes things more interesting in that aspect. They may be able to get a full occupation here, as nobody started a rally yet. I wonder if the FDA is gonna let them get a full occupation. We will have more water tanks in 6 minutes, and then things are gonna start to get a little bit more calmer again, as there are gonna be less objectives to fight for. We do have a few players in here that are fighting for the water tanks. Seems like they are resetting each building one at a time. We are getting to the 21-minute mark. We already have a few players that are behind the line. Considering that they have 16 crew members are a lot. Seems like they moved off the members that they could reset those buildings off. Link is already in the top right here. Top left, actually. Top right building off the top left. And some other members are defending munition factory. So, seems right now that the players are evenly split. Although that we do have some buildings that have less people. I'd personally go for this building with Sky in, as it has 12,000 water, and only Sky defending it. Alex was just burned. Seems like Bill Papa is going for the players that are close to these water tanks. W was burned as well. Seems like the only person that escaped was Jabbar, as Jabbar relocated. Even if people reinforce at this moment, they're not going to be able to hold them. It's like another time that they were able to reset here. And at the final moment, we are going to get in 30 seconds the final wave. Final wave of water tanks. And now with these bunch, it's going to be easier to locate. Seems like there's a clump of people in here. I wonder if they are going to be able to burn SEO. Link is trying to get this water tank. Sorry, this treatment center with 23,000 points. With 5 people in here, it's going to be a little bit hard. So for 14 more minutes, we're gonna see this slaughter of FDA against their opponents, Phoenix Alliance. See how many players are actually behind the line at the moment. Only P. Okay. Those are brave players. Yeah, because I can imagine that most of the players are going to be burnt. All right. So 12 more minutes. I'd go for Vic for Link if I was right now FDA. I'd definitely go for Link. Ten more minutes until the win is actually completely secured by FDA. At this point, it's mathematically impossible for Phoenix Alliance to turn things back, so all they have to do is wait until things are done. Seems like people are trying to burn Link, as I mentioned. Link is recalling some of the troops back. All right. So for the last few minutes, they can only gather 6 tanks at the moment. Sounds about right. While getting out the other points, seems like FTA is going to be able to get above 500,000 points, which is a great amount, regardless of the difference and any issues that the other team may having. Seems like Nogi was able to get one of the buildings back, but the majority of the water is being gathered by FDA here. Nogi will be getting one of the water puddles. Or not, Freedom relocated just to get that last one. Nogi was also burned by the members that are in here. Looks like SEO is also being burned. And there are not many players left from PHA side to even try to push the buildings again. Majority of them are burning at the moment. All right, seems like we have the final 4 minutes here. Some people, Nogi is also hitting against Sky here with SEO as well. Seems like they are gonna try to get helipad. Last effort, desperate move. And Nogi Heat seems to be bouncing off. SEO is trying to go in as well. We do have Nemesis teleporting in. And instead of reinforcing, Nemesis is just sending troops to burn Nogi. Will that pay off? I guess we'll see. So Nogi was not only burned, but also couldn't get back the building from Sky. They did, however, blow up a building here. Seems like it didn't matter because FDA got the majority of puddles again. They were able to get some buildings back though. All right, we have 28 seconds for things to end. I'd like to thank every one of you that are currently watching for being here. Appreciate all of you being here. See you next time. I will be streaming again some of the matches Sunday. Hopefully a match that is a little bit more engaging and that I'm a little bit less tired so we can have some fun. See you then. Cheers. Bye-bye.